Hey Stoic friends, welcome back to my channel. You feel it, don't you? That silent war inside your head. The weight of wasted time pressing against your chest. The slow suffocation of regret coiling tighter with every second you let slip through your fingers. Days vanish, weeks collapse into months. You tell yourself you'll rise tomorrow, but tomorrow spits in your face as you sink deeper into hesitation. Enough. This ends now, because waiting is just a prettier word for surrender. And a man who surrenders to his own weakness is a man already fading into nothing. The strong don't wait for perfect conditions. They don't beg the universe for signs. They forge their fate with iron will and unbreakable discipline. They stare into the abyss of fear, pain, and doubt, and they move anyway. That's what separates the remembered from the forgotten. That's what separates you from the man you were meant to be. So today, we're unleashing 8 unshakable Stoic principles that don't just spark change. They ignite a wildfire. Not next week, not when it's convenient. Right here, right now. If you've been sleepwalking through life, this is your wake-up call. If you've been waiting for a push, this is your shove off the edge. But let's get something straight. This isn't for spectators. It's for warriors. If you're here to lurk in the shadows, passively nod along, then turn back now. But if you're ready to rip through your limits and take back control, then lock in. Smash that like button. Drop a comment. Actions start now. Subscribe, because this isn't just another pep talk. This is war. A war against every excuse, every hesitation, every second you'll never get back. No more waiting. No more weakness. Rise. Now let's begin. Number 1. Control what you can. Drop the rest. The world doesn't care about your feelings. Life will rip the rug from under you. People will turn their backs, betray you, lie to your face. Plans will shatter. The things you love will slip through your fingers like sand. And you'll stand there, fists clenched, heart pounding, watching it all fall apart. And here's the cold, merciless truth. There's not a damn thing you can do about it. The past, gone. The economy, out of your hands. The way people see you, not your concern. The storm that's coming, you can't stop it. So what can you do? Everything that's still in your grasp. Marcus Aurelius knew this. He ruled an empire on the edge of collapse, faced war, disease, and betrayal at every turn. He could have cursed the gods, resented fate, broken under the weight of things he could not control. But he didn't. He refused. Instead, he lived by one unshakable truth. You cannot control the outside world, but you can always control yourself. Weak men never learn this. They waste their lives screaming at the sky, drowning in frustration, blaming the world for their misery. They obsess over people who don't think twice about them. They replay the past like a broken record, thinking if they suffer enough, life will somehow give them a different ending. Pathetic. The strong man, he doesn't beg, he doesn't dwell, he doesn't waste a second fighting battles that were lost before they even began. He moves. When the wind shifts, he doesn't stand there cursing the storm. He adjusts his sails and sails straight through it. When a door slams shut, he doesn't bang on it like a fool. He turns, sharpens his mind, and builds his own. Because Stoicism is not weakness. It is not indifference. It is power. It is refusing to let what you cannot control dictate who you are. It is standing unshaken in the middle of the wreckage and saying, "Fine. Then I'll build something stronger." So take a deep breath. Feel the weight of what is yours. If you can change it, crush it. If you can't, release it without hesitation. No regrets, no second guessing, no wasted life. You are not here to wrestle ghosts. You are here to build, conquer, and dominate the life that is still within your reach. Control what you can, drop the rest, and never stop moving. Number 2. Hardship is your greatest teacher. Comfort is the slowest poison. It doesn't kill you all at once. It sedates you. It cradles you in a false sense of security, wrapping you in a warm cocoon until one day you wake up, a shell of who you were meant to be. Comfort makes you weak. It teaches you to fear the fight, to avoid the discomfort that's the only path to true strength. It drags you into mediocrity, and once you're in it, you'll never know what it feels like to be alive, truly alive. Pain, though, pain rips you apart, only to build you back stronger. It doesn't care if you beg it to stop. It doesn't ask for your permission. Pain forces you to confront the rawest parts of yourself, the parts you never wanted to face. And in that battle, you find power you never knew existed. Pain is the fire that burns away everything weak and worthless inside you. It carves you into something unbreakable. You don't learn resilience from a cushioned life. You learn it in the trenches. Think back to the darkest moment of your life, the time when you felt everything slip through your fingers, the moment when the world turned its back on you, when you were betrayed, when you thought you couldn't take another step. That crushing weight of despair that nearly drowned you. In those moments, you felt like a ghost, like you were fading away. But here you are. You survived. You didn't collapse into dust. That wasn't luck. That was something deeper, something inside of you that refused to die. Seneca once said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." The Stoics didn't just tolerate hardship, they welcomed it. They didn't cower before pain, they fought alongside it. Every wound was a lesson, every scar a symbol of the battle won. They understood the truth most people refuse to grasp. Hardship isn't a setback, it's an opportunity to become something greater. You're never weaker than in the moment you let adversity break you. But when you stand tall, even when the world tries to crush you, that's when you find out what you're really made of. So the next time life knocks you to the ground, don't crumble. Don't wallow in weakness. Don't give in to the temptation to just survive. Thrive. Look that pain straight in the eyes and ask, what's the lesson here? What is this preparing me for? Because every obstacle is a gift in disguise. Every blow you take is a chance to evolve. Hardship isn't the enemy. It's the hammer that shapes you. It's the storm that tests you. It is your greatest teacher, your truest ally. So stop running from it. Stop resenting it. When life hits you, rise. Rise stronger, sharper, more relentless than before. With every battle you face, with every scar you earn, you become unbreakable. Keep moving, keep growing, because comfort will fade, but the strength you build in the struggle will stay with you forever. Number 3. Talk less, do more. Words? They're empty. Air. It's easy to talk about dreams, about success, about who you will become. But none of that matters when you're still glued to your couch, still letting the days slip by, still waiting for something to change. You're not fooling anyone, least of all yourself. Words are nothing but a noise that fades into the background. But action? Action is raw, it's brutal, it's real. Action doesn't wait for the perfect moment. It grabs you by the throat and demands that you move. Don't say you're going to build something, build it. Don't tell people you'll get in shape, get in shape. Don't make empty promises about your future, create it with every damn step you take. Every second you waste talking, explaining, dreaming about what you'll do tomorrow is a second you'll never get back. You could be building the future you've only whispered about. You could be changing your life, your body, your mindset. But you're too busy talking about what you'll do, never doing it. The world doesn't need more talkers, it needs doers. Do you want respect? Don't tell people you deserve it. Show them. Do you want power over your life? Stop talking about it. Take it. Take it by the throat. You have to act like you're on fire, like your bones are made of flame, and you can't sit still for another second. You're not promised tomorrow. And yet you waste today talking about what you'll do instead of doing right now. The greatest tragedy: watching people who are full of potential die inside because they keep waiting for the right moment. But here's the thing, the right moment never comes. You can stand there forever, dreaming about what you could be, what you could do, while the world passes you by. Or you can move. Now, this very second. This isn't some motivational speech. This is the truth. Life doesn't owe you anything. You don't get to sit on the sidelines and cheer for yourself. You either step into the ring and fight or stay on the bench forever. Action isn't pretty. It's ugly. It's sweat, pain, struggle, and failure. But failure is a better teacher than success ever will be. At least failure has the guts to tell you, get back up. Epictetus didn't waste time talking about the things he could do. He didn't whine or justify his actions. He lived. And that's what made him great. Action is the real currency of the universe. Action doesn't wait for permission. It doesn't wait for a perfect plan. It doesn't wait for you to feel like it. It just acts. Every time you say, I'll do it tomorrow, you're bleeding time. Every second spent talking about your dreams is a second you could be using to make them real. Do you hear that? That's time slipping through your fingers. Do you feel the weight of it? Move now. Talk is easy. It costs nothing. But action demands everything. And only those who take action are the ones who carve their names into the stone of the world. Words will never feel the way actions do. Words will never build your body. Words will never put the sweat in your shirt. Words will never dig you out of the hole you've been in. But you can. Now, talk less, do more. It's the only thing that'll make people notice you. It's the only thing that'll make the world bow to your will. Words are weak. Actions are unstoppable. And right now, the only question is, which one are you? Number 4. Master your emotions before they master you. Anger, fear, anxiety. These emotions, these beasts, will devour you if you let them. They don't care about your goals. They don't care about your future. One split-second decision, one reckless moment, and everything you've built crumbles to dust. One choice, and your entire life can spiral into chaos. It's a war inside you, every damn day. You don't see it, but it's there. Anger surging like a wildfire. Fear lurking in the shadows, whispering doubts into your mind. Anxiety gnawing at your peace. You're standing on the edge and you feel it. The temptation to let go, to just let these emotions rage. But that's when you lose control. That's when you become weak. You've seen it. You've felt it. One moment of giving in, and everything changes. A rash word, a broken relationship, a shattered opportunity, all because you let your emotions rule you. It's not a mistake. It's the beginning of your downfall, the beginning of your collapse. But the Stoics, they didn't bend, they didn't break. They faced emotions head-on, and they conquered them. They didn't pretend they didn't feel the anger or fear. They embraced it, but they didn't let it control them. They sharpened their minds, like a blade being hammered into shape by fire. They practiced control, mastery, calm under fire, power in stillness. They knew that the most dangerous weapon isn't the body. It's the mind. And the mind, once controlled, can't be beaten. The next time that flame of rage sparks inside you, don't let it consume you. Pause. Stop. Take a breath. Breathe. Feel the weight of that moment. Ask yourself, is this going to matter in a year? Or will I let a fleeting second of madness destroy everything I've worked for? Because that's the truth. This moment won't matter. This fire will burn out. This fear will pass. But the choices you make now, they'll echo for the rest of your life. You have power in your hands. Every time you feel those emotions rising, you have a choice. You can let them rule you, or you can rise above them. The storm won't last forever, but you can stand unshaken, your mind unbreakable, your will ironclad. Don't let your rage destroy your world. Don't let fear chain you. Don't let anxiety tear apart your future. When you feel your emotions threatening to take over, hold your ground. Stand firm. Be the calm in the storm. Be the storm when the world tries to make you bend. The greatest power isn't in strength, it's in control. When you control yourself, you control everything. And remember this, your emotions are tools. Use them, don't be used by them. Number 5. Never rely on external validation. Waiting for applause. For someone to pat you on the back, telling you that you've finally made it. You've already given up. You've sold your soul to a world that will never give you what you truly need. Self-respect. You've let your worth dangle on the fragile strings of other people's opinions, and that is a dangerous game to play. A Stoic. They don't need a cheering crowd. They don't flinch when the world is silent, when no one notices the sacrifice, the grind, the pain. They don't bow to the shifting tides of praise or the harsh winds of criticism. They stand firm, unmoved, because their strength isn't dependent on anyone else's shallow approval. Understand this: the world will never fully understand you. One day, they'll lift you up, acting like they always believed in you. The next, they'll tear you apart, as if you never meant anything at all. If your worth is defined by their fleeting moods, you're standing on quicksand. One false move, one misstep, and it's over. If you're still hunting for validation from the outside world, you're a slave to its whims. Stop. Break free from the chains. When the world's applause doesn't come, let it pass you by like a forgotten whisper. Stop waiting for the validation you've been brainwashed to crave. The true power lies in being your own foundation. You must stand on your own ground, carved from self-acceptance, not the hollow words of others. Be the one who approves of you. Be the one who says, "I am enough," long before anyone else does. When you've found that internal fire, no amount of outside noise can shake it. The moment you stop seeking the hollow cheers and the shallow praise, you become a force that can never be stopped. You're like a thunderstorm in the desert, wild, raw, unstoppable, because the world doesn't decide your worth. You do. This is what the Stoic knows. They know that the world's approval is a phantom, a fickle illusion that flickers and fades. But the strength you forge within yourself, that's eternal. It doesn't bend, it doesn't break. It's as solid as a mountain, unmoved by the storms, unmoved by the sun. You don't need anyone's permission to be great. You don't need their approval to walk in your own power. When you stop chasing the world's approval, you become more than you ever thought possible. You'll be fire, not a spark. You'll burn through every obstacle, every doubt, every limitation, and they won't even see you coming, because you'll be too strong to be ignored. Unshakable, unstoppable, unforgettable. Number 6. Death is closer than you think. Stop wasting time. Death isn't a distant thought. It's creeping in right now. The clock is ticking. Every second, every breath, it's slipping away from you. While most people waste their lives chasing distractions, mindlessly scrolling, gossiping, procrastinating like they've got forever. Here's the cold truth. You don't know if you'll have tomorrow. You don't know if you'll have another hour. Memento mori. Remember death. Marcus Aurelius didn't speak these words to scare you. He spoke them to wake you the hell up. Death is always near. Not a someday in the future, not a far-off thought. It's right here, right now. And every minute you waste, it's gone, forever. You think you have time, you don't. How many days have you thrown away? How many chances have you let slip by, telling yourself, tomorrow will be better, I'll do it later, or I'm not ready yet? Excuses are poison. They kill your potential. And time? Time doesn't care about your excuses. It keeps moving forward, never stopping, never waiting. Marcus Aurelius said it clearly. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. Imagine if you actually lived by that. If every decision you made was shaped by the fact that you could be gone at any moment. Every action you take would have weight. Every word, every move would be loaded with meaning. What are you waiting for? What are you holding back? Why are you letting fear or doubt control your life? Death doesn't hesitate, and neither should you. Each moment you waste is one you'll never get back. You're burning daylight, and once it's gone, there's no getting it back. The harsh truth of Stoicism. It doesn't matter how close death is. What matters is how you live in the face of it. What kind of person are you right now? Are you still standing still, hoping for change while time slips through your fingers? Are you letting your excuses, your comfort, keep you trapped in the same cycle, or are you moving forward with relentless purpose? Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop telling yourself there's time. There isn't. The time to act is now. Live like every day is your last. Don't wait for tragedy to strike to realize how fleeting this all is. Don't waste your life, because once it's gone, it's gone. Marcus said, the impediment to action advances, action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Every challenge, every obstacle, every moment of discomfort, it's not a barrier, it's a test. It's a challenge to become the man you're meant to be. Step into it, fight through it, and if you don't, you'll regret it. And that regret will follow you to your grave. Wake up, step up, move, make your moments count. Live as if the end is just around the corner, because it is. Don't wait for a wake-up call. Let this be it. Time is the one thing you can't get back, and it's slipping through your hands. The clock is ticking. Are you ready to live like you mean it? Or are you going to waste another moment? Number 7. Choose discomfort over weakness. You think you can escape the pain, that you can sidestep the discomfort and still come out unscathed. You can either face the suffering now or drown in it later. That's the raw, brutal truth. The regret, the mediocrity, the soul-crushing feeling of missed opportunities. That's your future if you keep running from the hard stuff today. The fear of discomfort will shackle you to a life that barely scratches the surface of what you could have been. But if you dare to face it now, if you choose the fire over the comfort, the sweat over the ease, then you are doing something most men would never even dream of. You are forging a warrior within yourself. You are carving out your own strength, step by agonizing step. Every early morning you drag yourself out of bed while the world still slumbers. Every cold shower that slices through your body like ice. Every conversation you dread but walk straight into anyway. These are the moments that will turn you into something unstoppable. The grind? That's where real growth happens. It's the steel that sharpens your soul. And when life throws its worst at you, when the storm hits and the winds howl, you won't bend. You'll stand, unbreakable, because you've chosen the pain before it chose you. You've lived in the fire, and it hasn't burned you, it's tempered you. The question is, do you want to be the man who shies away from the battle, who hides behind comfort only to watch his potential slip through his fingers? Do you want to be the one who stares at a life of what-ifs, regrets piled up like rocks in your chest, as you wonder why you never had the strength to push past your own limits? Or do you want to be the one who looks at the storm and laughs, knowing it's nothing compared to the battles you've already conquered within yourself? Weakness is a choice. You make it every time you choose comfort over struggle, every time you take the easy road. But strength? Strength is earned. It's earned when you break past your own limits, when you choose the discomfort that others will run from, and you face it with the fierceness of a man who refuses to be anything less than extraordinary. Seneca wasn't playing when he said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." And mastering yourself starts with choosing the hard road. It starts with pushing yourself when every part of you wants to quit. It's waking up when you'd rather sleep and doing the work, even when the world seems to offer you a million distractions. It's every cold shower that shocks you into action, every step you take when fatigue tries to hold you back, every difficult conversation you face that breaks you open but makes you stronger. This is your crossroads. You're standing in front of it right now. You can choose the weakness, the comfort, the safety, the easy way out, or you can choose to push through it, to welcome the struggle and become the man who has nothing but raw, untouchable power to show for it. The question isn't whether you'll feel the pain, it's whether you'll let it break you or forge you. And let me tell you this, real strength doesn't come from avoiding pain. It comes from walking through it, knowing it's the only thing that will shape you into something unshakable. What will you choose? Number 8. Detach from the outcome, master the process. A true Stoic isn't sitting on the sidelines, hoping life will hand him a trophy. He doesn't wait for the applause, the recognition, or the fleeting thrill of victory. No, the Stoic is obsessed with something far more powerful. The process. The blood, sweat, and scars earned in silence. The grind. The soul-crushing grind that leaves others begging for relief while he stays locked in, eyes fixed on the work, not the rewards. It's in the brutal mornings when you rise before the world, when the body begs for rest, but you push through. You push harder. You don't care if the world notices. You don't care about the finish line. The only thing you care about is the effort, because that's the only thing you control. The rest is out of your hands, but the work, that's all yours. And every drop of sweat is a step towards becoming someone who cannot be stopped, no matter what the world throws at him. Look at the champion, the one who doesn't get distracted by what could be or what others think. He doesn't dream of accolades or trophies. He only dreams of mastery, of the raw, relentless pursuit of excellence. It's the unglamorous days, the lonely nights, the moments when everyone else has quit and he's still at it, grinding, sharpening, perfecting. That's where the greatness is born. Not in the reward, but in the relentless pursuit. The writer, the one who stares at the blank page day after day, while others sleep or waste time, thinking inspiration will just hit them. He forces it. Every word, every sentence scraped from his soul like a man scraping his skin against the pavement. And when the words flow, they are not a gift from the heavens. They are the product of his sweat, his failure, his persistence. He writes not for the applause, but because the process defines him. It becomes him. It's who he is. The masterpiece? That's just the byproduct of relentless dedication. Success is inevitable when you master the process. Detach from the outcome. Break free from the shackles of external validation, the need for approval. Focus on what is within your control. The hustle, the discipline, the blood and sweat commitment to the grind. The moment you do, something powerful happens. Success will no longer be a distant dream. It will be your shadow, quietly following you, because you earned it in the trenches. You won't have to chase it. It will chase you. Epictetus said it best. Don't ask for things to happen the way you want them to. Ask for them to happen as they do, and you will thrive. Stop begging for perfect conditions. Stop waiting for the stars to align. The greatness isn't in the result, it's in the fight. The work is the victory, and when you focus on that, you become unstoppable. The outcome? It's just the world catching up to the force you've become, the mastery you've cultivated, the success? It was never your goal. It was just a side effect of something far deeper, your obsession with the process. And when you embrace that, you will become a force that cannot be ignored. Master the process. Let the outcome be a mere afterthought, and feel the power of your own relentless pursuit echo in every part of your life. These 8 Stoic principles aren't just lessons. They're weapons forged in fire, sharpened by adversity. They slice through weakness, obliterate excuses, and annihilate distractions with surgical precision. But they only work if you choose to pick them up, if you choose to wield them, if you choose to make them your life's foundation. Don't wait for the right moment. There is no right moment. The time is now. Apply them. Watch your world shift. Watch the world tremble as you rise. If this hit you in the gut, if it struck a chord you can't ignore, like, comment, and subscribe, because real lessons like this don't come often. Share this with someone who's still stuck in their comfort zone. Give them that shock to the system they need. Stay fierce, stay unshakable, and above all, never stop moving forward. Until next time.